Yo, bro, what's going on out there? We've got the Sokoke by Civivi in the studio. This was issued or released officially or whatever the 3rd of February 2023. That was the official release date. It's a Ray Laconico design, so that may be of interest to you. I would think anything Laconico collaborates on would be pretty popular. And I went on and kind of looked around. It looks like some of the retailers are sold out of some of the models of these already. So yeah, I guess that speaks to that. This one's a micarta one, like I said, 14C28N, blade steel, bead blast. Laconico, kind of smooth, flowing design, not too big, not too small, under 3.5-inch blade, under 8 inches overall length, liner lock up 25% or so, deep carry pocket clip with tapered screws, and you could go left as well as right. Now, I'm pretty sure these are probably number 8s, and let me just check. Yeah, number 8 body screws on this. We will take it apart, and yeah, it's got the Civivi logo on here. Sokoke being a breed of cat, and controversy about it, whether it was originally a crossbreed with a wild African cat or blah blah blah, but it looks like a domestic tabby to me if you look at the pictures online. So it's the cat daddy-o of knives right now. I think a lot of people really like Laconico's designs. I know I do. And he's done them with who? Artisan, Kaiser, so many different places. And of course, Monterey Bay knives as of late. He did the Laconico Keen, Keen, with Mastrop years ago. I thought that was one of my favorites that he did. But he's done really a lot of way cool ones with different makers. And of course, Monterey Bay's made some really cool ones for them too. So, yes. But this one will be more better price, right? Because this one's around 65 bucks. And then, I was looking at White Mountain Knives. Of course, they carry Civivi. And LTK is your discount code there. 10% off. If it's 65 minus 10%, you're technically at 59 something. And free shipping, no tax. Actually, it arrives at under $59. So this is, or at $59. So that's pretty reasonable because knives have just been they've been crawling up, haven't they? I mean, thus the Sencut, efforts, because Sencut's kind of keeping it in the mid 40s. 0.11, let me see, probably 3mm blade stock, and 0.28. 12.9 millimeter thickness at a 1/2 inch. And, it's contoured. And, you can get this in 4 different variations, with a dark blade, maybe dark green micarta, black G10, etc. So, and there's a Damascus variation. It's more expensive, of course. It's a front flipper. Yeah. And it's thumb studs, ambidextrous thumb studs, okay? Can you kick them? Yeah. So really, this is pretty easy to live with. And, I was concerned about getting cut. I'm usually concerned about getting cut when I start fidgeting with knives, damn it. And, but this one, see that unsharpened area? It kind of hits you in the thumb if you choke up on it enough, like that. So that's really, no, you can be fidgety. Every knife seems to have its own kind of fidget area that's a safe area to do that. And so this one, that it does have that. So you can fidget, you can play with it, and that's a good thing, right? Ergos on this knife are wow. But most of the Laconico knives, ergos are really good. So that's really not a big concern. And of course, disassembly, not that difficult either. We'll see that here in a little bit. But they have ceramic detent balls, ceramic bearings, and of course, this pivot cap here is kind of captured. There's a little notch under there that keeps this from spinning so you can disassemble. So there you go with that. And also, you have a little kind of choil in here for sharpening, stropping, and so you're good there as well. And you know what? The fit and finish on the Civivi knives are pretty darn nice. They're doing even, not only Civivi, but Sencut is now doing some really interesting, I think, interesting designs collaboratively, like the Odd 22 with tough knives and stuff like that. But, there's others as well. And so you might want to check them out. I think Civivi and Sencut are two of my favorite budget brands out there in the marketplace. I feel pretty confident about getting a decent knife, a good usable knife from them. And will it cut something? Okay. Yeah, I mean that feels like a good factory edge. It's not scary sharp, but it's definitely not on the duller side of factory sharp. So it's good. It's good. And the plunge is symmetrical. There's no blade player lock rock. And it's centered up. It looks good. The micarta, you can over time, of course, your own skin oils and stuff interacting with this will put a patina, if you want to call it that. We'll darken it down, etc. And so we'll change the look. Or you can do that by putting, and one guy recommended, maybe putting some carnauba wax. I haven't tried that. I'm gonna try that on one of them. And I was told by another person, put some food grade mineral oil, and that will darken the areas down. On this one, I don't know you really need to get involved in doing that. It's the ones where it looks really weathered and white and kind of fuzzy in certain areas where it's really kind of changed the look of the micarta. It looks too weathered for me, but this doesn't look weathered to me. This looks fine, okay? What does it weigh? What does it weigh? Just jumped right on that, didn't I? Yikes. Okay, let's try this again. I got it on there a little too quick. Okay, let's just find 0. Okay. It's 99 grams. Ooh, so is that, 3.5 ounces? I think that's close to that. Let's see if we can get there. Good Lord. Okay, 3.5. Bang, right on. Good guess. You do enough of these, you're gonna get close. You know what? And that it's not that difficult to front flip. So I'm pretty happy with that too. Some knives that are front flippers, they just don't flip that well. And you go, I think you're trying too hard. Don't push a design that's really not good at front flipping and try to make it something it's not. But this one, yeah, I think if you're a bit challenged front flipping, this might be a good one to give it a shot. And check this out. Okay, that's the detent's not too strong. But it's strong enough. Okay, so it's not too weak, and if I wasn't under the camera, I can actually snap it open like this. Okay. Okay, I did. But yeah, you gotta watch. I don't only got so much room in here. But so no, it's not super strong, but you don't want it super strong. Now when you front flip, and then of course the ambidextrous thumb studs are there as well. So really a nice little package all in all, and of course with the zipper pouch and microfiber cloth and everything in here. It's a nice little package. It's definitely not very expensive, that's for sure. I mean, I've seen some Civivi knives break $100, right? So to stay at or slightly below 60 after discount, yeah. I mean, and go on the Civivi site. Sometimes they're having sales, or they have little extras that they throw in the box, little swag things that they'll do here and there. So you might want to keep track of that. And the good thing about the We Knife and Civivi knife sites is, you get to see not only new arrivals, but coming soon, and that way you can look them over and decide, is there something coming out that you really want to stay on top of? Here you got jimping on top. It's okay. It's not very aggressive at all. Is that important? I don't know. It's better than nothing, okay? And yeah, but ergos with the contouring, it's very comfortable in the hand, and there's room enough for all my fingers on there. So not bad little drop, and I haven't done anything. And usually I don't want to encourage people to pull a knife apart necessarily, but you could always just, for the hell of it, and let me throw, would I just throw that out? You can always, just break it away a little bit, and maybe, bring it up to where it stops, but you're not cranking on it. Take a look, see if it's centered, and then see, yeah. And this, of course, is going to roll off the table. And there's no play. Even moving this aside, there's no play. So does that give it a better drop? Yeah, I can already tell there's a little bit. Yeah, can you? Yeah, a little bit more free drop right there. So without even taking it apart, So be careful with that. No point in fixing what ain't broke, right? And now that I told you don't fix what ain't broke, let's break it. Jeez, what are you doing, dude? Well, I'm going to take it apart. Let's take a little stare inside. And it may be a little bit boring for you, right? Because we've done a few of these. And guess what? I'll bet your money that there's ceramic bearings in here. And then I'll bet my money once I see that there are. But I know, actually, I'd bet my money right now. And here's body screws that are number 8. And of course, these they usually, do in the number 6, the pocket screws. And I kind of get that. So let's spin them off. Spin these dogs off. Do we have, I wonder if this screw will be the same size or longer. Nah, it looks like it's the same size as this one. So they must just go into the liner and there's not some standoff or something they're going into. There's the backside. This is the kind of weathering I don't like, and so you have an uneven coloration. But this one's not really that way. I mean, it's striated, so at least that's the way I feel about it, so it's not a problem. Here's a liner. And it's nice. I mean, they're not too rugged. This one doesn't look like it was overly OCD'd, was it? But around, yeah, there's no gotcha points really, but yeah, that one, woo, were we on the end there? And ceramic, so I win. How much money did I just win by betting on that? So, and of course, we don't have any washers because we got steel liners, so we don't need washers, and it looks pretty clean, actually. So, skeletonized here on the presentation side. Not really skeletonized, but there's a little bit of weight relieving in there. And so you've got that, the blade. That's pretty simple. All right, it looks centered. It was easy on, easy off. And did I overdo it? Or is it, oh, it's droppy. It's sloppy droppy. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, okay. How about that? Take that. And take that too. And how about this? Okay. Yeah. Any way you want it. That's the way you need. Okay, never mind. Yes, that's good. That's good. How about that? How about that? So what do you think? I'll tell you what. Blue G10 would be good. We'll be good on this. Now, let's do this at the very end. That way it'll make you have to watch it longer if you want to keep up with the measurements. But yeah, they're saying 3.35 inch blade, and they're right on that at about 85 millimeters and 7.5 inches overall length at 19 centimeters. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think really if you're going to do a front flipper, you got to stay, or I think you should stay under 4-inch blades. Otherwise, you got to kind of crawl up, and it becomes more difficult to execute. I think so. This is fine, and this is probably hitting the sweet spot for a lot of people. You know, there's a lot of guys, they don't want anything over 3.5. Other guys want, you know, ones that are between around 3 to 3.25. So if you go 3.35, you're probably in a pretty good place. If you gotta pick a mark, you know what I mean? And you do. So, but yes, 4-inch blade and Blue G10, I'd be good. I'd be way better. But this is a good knife. I like the design. I like what they're doing with it. Looking forward to more of these collaborative designs from Civivi and Sencut. Let's see what happens. We do love them knives. So you guys, stay sharp.